I've been gone for a minute on a Monday drop, huh? But I'm back like I never left. Back like I never left. What's going on with y'all? How was your weekend? Mick, how was your weekend?
Terrible.
Terrible. Why was it terrible, Mickey?
It's just terrible. I got Monica on the page with you.
You got Monica on here. What's up with her?
What are you doing?
What's up with her? City council on right now, huh?
Huh?
I said city council on right now, huh? That's probably fun. Okay. I'm gonna be honest with you, Mick. I ain't even feeling like city council today.
I removed it. It's all you.
I ain't feeling like them today. It's exhausting. Y'all know what?
I took it off.
I'm MF tired. Let me tell y'all why I'm tired. Flint City Council and all these politics, it's so exhausting. Like trying to keep up with all of the, it's so messy. It really is. It's messy. And I'm trying to, I be trying to meditate on that mess up all my life, Vic. Ooh, woosah, right? It is. It's just really messy. So I'm gonna be honest. I haven't been looking at any of it today. Haven't looked at it. Haven't heard about it. Haven't talked about it because I'm just like, forget that today. Just today. We'll get back to it. Is it Xavier? Is the interesting meeting Xavier Luster? Interesting meeting so far. Tell me about it so I can. All right. Okay. You're right. I shouldn't just let it go, Xavier. I'm sorry. Tell me what's so interesting about it. Put it down there for me so I can read. Tell me what's so interesting about it. I was getting ready to listen to it and I started, but I heard him talking about city lockup, and I kind of got into it late, and then we started this, so I didn't really want to just be listening and not do this. So tell me, Xavier. I'm interested to know. Other than that, what was going on in the city this weekend, Nikki? Anything? What you do?
I couldn't even tell you.
No, I went to a concert Saturday. I went to Detroit to go see to the No Limit reunion tour.
How was it to see all them 50-year-olds?
Man, what? It was some granddaddies and grandmas in there getting it in. It was hilarious. It was actually a good time. I ain't gonna lie. It was, but it was nice to see it. It was definitely some folks that was in there.
Oh,
that was listening to that when they was in their 30s.
Okay.
But it was 25 years ago. Yeah, ex-51.
She is?
Man, what?
How did she perform?
She performed like a boss, I'm telling you. So her and Fame probably was my favorite performances. Oh, and they brought Mac out. Mac is out. And so he hit the stage. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
How was his performance?
And his performance was pretty cool. He was just like, I'm tired, y'all. I ain't done this in a long time. That was his first performance since he been out.
Oh, for real?
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, and it was really nice. It was cool. It was actually good to see him because when they said they was bringing him out, they had a special guest. I was wondering, who it was going to be because I knew that Mystical wasn't going to be there. I was a little sad about that, but whatever.
No, you can't be mad.
I ain't wear no camo, right? I ain't go in my camo and my soldieries and nothing like that. I didn't get into it like that, but let me tell you, when I tell you it was a sea of camo out there, boy, that was ready. So that was pretty fun. The city was pretty lit. It was a lot going on down there. Like downtown was really hopping. Weather was pretty nice, so it was cool. Here, I'm not really sure what was going on here, y'all. I ain't gonna lie to you. I didn't do too much. Here I just chilled.
Downtown Detroit?
Yep. It was downtown Detroit. Yep, it was at the Fox.
Oh, so that was decent.
Yeah, it was. It was cool.
Not to get you off subject.
No, come on, give me your subject.
Did you catch the Dave Chappelle show?
Ooh.
The closer?
Yes.
How did you like it?
I liked it. You ain't like it? How you like it, Mick?
Oh, I'm a fan of Dave Chappelle. Man,
I loved it. They trying to cancel him, but we not canceling Dave. Never canceling Dave Chappelle. They want to cancel him. They don't like what he's talking about. They don't like to hear it. They don't like to hear that real funny stuff, So
what did he say that was bad for him to be canceled?
He was the trans about transgenders, so they had an issue with that, right? So then they wanted to cancel them and all those other things, and so I don't know. Is it me, or do you think we just a little bit sensitive to some of these things, and we got way thinner skin than what we used to have? Like, jokes can't be jokes anymore. It's comedy, right?
It's supposed to be.
And you know it's gonna be something offensive to somebody in comedy, right? That's how I feel about it.
It's supposed to be.
I don't know. It's not like he's one of those, not a Bill Cosby person, you know. He's a blue comic, you know. Blue meaning that he cuss and he swear and do all those other things, right? He's a blue comic, so, you know, I don't know. And who doesn't know who Dave Chappelle is? Like, you seen his show. That was controversial as shit. So what made you think that his stand-up is not going to be the same, right?
I mean.
Am I thinking about it wrong?
No, because that's what comics are. They supposed to be like, better yet, I say this. Just think about Delirious. Did you ever see Eddie Murphy Delirious?
Yes, of course.
You know how he would be talked about now for Delirious or Raw?
Especially Raw.
You got to think about Richard Pryor, Red Fox. Like a lot of the comedians. Because right now they would call Corey Holcomb would be, what would you call, be out of bounds?
You know, so all of those things that they did, like, you know, Richard Pryor in his prime, remember when he went on Saturday Night Live and they did that one skit and he was calling him a cracker and all that? I'm just saying, like, I don't know. I just feel like, you know, we don't have thick enough skin for some of those things like that. It's comedy, right? And especially giving it into account of who it is, you know, those are the type of things that you expect, like Paul Mooney. You get what I'm saying?
He would be another one that would be called and considered like on the edge in this time.
Absolutely, but I mean that was what he's always done, right?
Yeah.
He wasn't gonna change it for nobody. He never did. He was who he was.
But when did we get so sensitive?
When did we get so sensitive?
Yeah.
How did we start letting everything get so sensitive? Like we can't say anything. Like everything getting censored. What happened to like it's getting censored? Like so, like after the Fifth Amendment.
You can say nigga though.
Yeah. They let you say that. They let you say bitch too.
Yeah.
Damn about that. None of that. But here's the thing though, like just damn the Fifth Amendment. I just feel like it only works for who they want it to work for and when they want it to work.
Right.
Right? It's not an all the time thing like it should be.
No, it's not.
It's not. But it wasn't written for us though, right?
Right.
It wasn't written for us at all. So, you know, I guess. Brother Roberts, I'm gonna have that conversation. I want to have that conversation with Brother Roberts. I'm bringing that up one time.
No, we do because what I will get at LGBTQ community, how they get, only thing like I wish our people would be more together because how they got their laws, well, how they got fighting for them. You can't say this is a hate crime.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm definitely not knocking them for the things that they do because here's where I stand to do. That's your life and that's what you like to do and those are the things that you love to do. If you like it and you love it, I love it with you, right? I don't knock anything for anybody and what they do, what they believe in, how they choose to worship, how they choose to, you know, live their life or whatever. Like, I'm not knocking anybody for doing that, you know. My life is my life and I don't want nobody to control mine either. However, you know, people have their opinions on whatever, and I don't think that everything deserves to be censored.
I mean, comedy, like if you're going to the club, that's going to a club, you paying.
It's different. It's comedy.
Yeah, this in the club.
But being hateful to somebody and saying that type of stuff, you know, like not in the comedy aspect, but just on the, you know, really just on some hate shit. Like I get that.
But they have movies like this though. You have movies where people talk with it. You shouldn't be we so censored because if you're not censoring fire, it's just to me it's like certain things like you can't say fire to Jews. You're gonna get in trouble for that.
You can't say that, and you can't talk about that in Germany at all.
That's what I'm saying. But yet you can have movies with black people are perceived as like low lives, not intelligent.
Well, it's just the same
thieves,
thing as
drug
it's the same
dealers.
as them being so You know, everybody's so sensitive about it. You can't talk about them about as far as, you know, whatever it is about them. However, you can, we still passing laws, you know, like immediately that Asian hate crime bill, you know.
Oh, that was
like
a slick one.
that got passed immediately. However, you know, we can steady watch on TV about police officers killing black people, shooting them in their back, and
What about the money they getting for
all those things?
the Afghan refugees, the different ones?
Man.
But we can't get blacks can't get no reparations.
No, and they don't. That's one of those things that's really it's pretty sad because we don't stick together with each other in order to get that stuff together for us. You know, we can do this type of thing on these platforms. We can say those things all day, but at the end of the day, though, you know, somebody gotta put their feet to the ground and get going on it. You know, it just can't be like three of us scattered all over the place. You know, I feel like everybody ain't do a part, right? It's not that everybody has to go out and march or the terrorists come up or whatever like that, but we all need to be unified in doing that. Like we all have to have the same mentality and the same mindset in order to put those things through, right? Kind of like the same thing with city council and the stuff that's going on here. Like everybody has their own agenda, right? So, you know, whether that be photo ops or just networking so that you can move yourself higher in the political game, or whether it be just to be out here just so you can, just to say you have the title, right? I feel like that's a lot of what's going on right here in Flint, though. Just networking to get to a higher place. Not really doing the work for real, but making it seem like you do the work, right? It's just like a desk full of papers, right? And you look messy and you shuffle it around, but you ain't really do nothing. And you leave, right? You come in the office and you see it. Then you leave, you come back an hour later, but it's shuffled around a little bit different and it makes you seem like you busy, right? But all you did was move a stack of papers from the left side of the table to the right side of the table.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. That's what it seems like to me. I'm not saying ain't nobody doing no work. Cause look, I don't want y'all to get in a little funky ass group and get to talking about, I ain't talking about nobody doing no work. Not saying that. I'm not saying that people not doing no work. I mean, just, Lord, clear that up, because y'all so goddamn simple. I'm not saying that nobody's doing any work or any putting, you know, boosters around or nothing like that. It's just like people are not standing unified in it, and then as much as social media is like a big thing, and as much as, you know, like some of these groups get so many looks and things like that, I don't feel like they be talking about the right things or standing up for the right things, right? Because I feel like you get on them pages to say like, you know, to talk your shit about whoever, right? As opposed to getting on there and saying, hey, we need to rally up and we need to all meet up at Westwood, or we need to all meet up at the Ajax Asphalt, you know, or we need to meet up at the school board, or we need to meet up here. Like, you know, it's not a rally or get together and let's do something. It's a point the finger thing, but it's a point the finger while you got your feet kicked up and you eating popcorn at the crib.
Maybe it's by design, like everybody split up because everybody got, like you said, they got their own agenda. So,
yeah.
So, I mean, just think about it. You saying, if I was on this side, I want my people to eat. You on that side, you want your people to eat.
Right.
But at the same time, only a handful is really getting something. Why the masses? Because if you really in that seat, I'm talking about the non-council people.
Right.
If you in that seat, all awards should be doing better. It shouldn't be, you got to have this person, people on here for the mayor, because it really posted, the people, even the mayor supposed to work for the people. Flint shouldn't be in the way as it is.
I think that sometimes we be knocking people for the wrong things. Like we don't really be looking at the things that's really at the forefront of what we should be looking at them for.
Right.
As far as like them being in the seats.
Right.
I don't think we look at the right things. Like, it's a popularity contest for real. Like, it really is. It's really a popularity contest.
Yeah.
It's just like being prom queen or the prom king, right?
Right.
It's a popularity contest. It don't matter if you was an asshole and you was a jerk and you don't like nobody and you a bully in school, but you popular and your name ring, right? So when they go and they vote, that your name ring, or you only popular with this group of people, but that group of people is a bigger group of people.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a popularity contest. It seems a lot of times that it's a popularity contest. Or people that just come out the woodworks, like you ain't seen them and ain't heard of them or nothing, and then all of a sudden they come out, but they hitting the ground, right? But they hitting the ground doing stuff that's really not doing nothing, but it seems like they doing something, right? That's the thing. It's like the overplay for $100.
But ain't this the devil's system? How you gonna change his system? Politics. Just being honest. This his system. What black gonna really get in there that can really change? Because if it was really changing something, well, shouldn't the people be united to try to force this settlement different? But yet you got people on both sides saying, one side saying the settlement is good, it's another side saying this ain't right. But
who gonna be the one that's gonna not be afraid to do it? Because see, that's what it is, right? You gotta take your ego out, and you gotta not be afraid of it, right? So who gonna get to the point where they're not afraid? Who gonna get to the point where they're not scared of it, and they're not scared of what people say, and they're not scared of what people gonna think, and they really gonna hit it and tackle the issues for real? When is it gonna get to the point where we're all that way, right? And we're all on one accord? Because I just feel like the 9 people that are on the city council should all have that same mentality for each ward, but not only for each ward, but all wards coming together, right? And so all 9 wards come together and they all have the mentality of better. And not better for just Ward 1 or Ward 3 or Ward 5, but for all wards, but they're all working at the same agenda with the same goal in mind for each ward. It's just a different person that leads that heads that ward. But it's like nobody's thinking about the same things. Nobody's thinking about the same things until it maybe come up and somebody says that and they're like, oh yeah, that too. Or oh yeah, that too. Right? But it's like it's not there's no priority, right? Or no priority list. Because I still feel like at the end of the day, like the water is a priority. Like that should be a priority. That trash was a priority. This Ajax thing is a priority. This school systems are a priority. Like our children are everywhere. They're in Grand Blanc, they're in Flushing, they're in Swartz Creek, they're in Davison, they're Atherton. They're everywhere but Flint. I just feel like that's just that it should be a problem. It should be a problem for all of us, but it should be a problem where they feel like the school system is not good enough for my kid. Like I really want my kid to get an education, but the Flint school system is not up there. So I feel like I have to outsource it. So I gotta go to Grand Blanc, I gotta go here, whatever. I just feel like the priority lists for these things are just all over the place. So Mick, I was saying, that the 9 seats, these 9 people should all have the same mentality and the same agenda when it comes to, the priorities of the city council, right? Mm-hmm. And what they have going on. So, it's just that each individual ward is leading them. However,
is the wards really leading them, or is it somebody else leading them?
No, I'm saying they're supposed to be, right? But everybody has their own agenda, and that's, I don't know. I get one to move up the political ladder, being a state rep or whatever. Like I get that. I get it. But is it really at the cost of your people and your city? Right? Because that's how I be feeling sometimes. Like, I really don't. I don't have an agenda. I don't even have any leg to stand on as far as trying to get anywhere with anything. I'm not, but I just hate to see our people suffer over some things that I'm sure could have been avoided. Not necessarily like, I don't know, like the school systems. It's ridiculous. We should not have to be sending our children to Grand Blanc and all these other places, I know a lot of people move out to those places because they feel like it's better, you know. But you can make your city better. You can make your block better. You can make your yard better. You can make that happen.
But don't you need but see, it got to be both sides. The people got to be
But
willing
it's
to
your
help.
mentality too.
Yeah, the people
and
got
got
to be willing.
Piss poor mentality.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
'Cause
We
you gotta
got
have
a
both.
piss poor mentality.
You should have the council, the mayor. They should be working in unity, but plus they should be working with the people of the city of Flint and hear what the cries is.
Well,
The
that's
people
my
saying
point.
it's bad. Like, you know it's bad water. There's no sense that it's 7 years into this water. Ain't that about how long it's been 7 years?
7 years.
So it don't make no sense. It's been 7 years. And still, people still bathing, brushing their teeth, whatever, washing it, and they know it's not good water. Now, I think that's at the top of leadership. Because the mayor supposed to be able to like hell with this, and if he's not saying it shouldn't be no 1 or 2 council people. It should be all 9 of them.
But here's the thing though. See, and here's where that comes in at. How do you make that a priority if you really don't have to deal with it for real?
You can't because you
can't relate. You don't even live here to deal with it.
And honestly, if you
right in the city, come on.
If you can get 6 votes, that's why you need a strong 6 votes. And I'm not talking about this baffled me. I might get in trouble. I don't give a fuck if I get in trouble for it. It baffled me when I see black people only think white people can solve their problem. When in actuality, this is white people with the assist of dummies, meaning black people, to help create this problem. See, while we study saying ain't no clean water, now we saying there ain't no the school system is terrible. Kids going to school was mold in it. Ain't got enough kids in the school, but yet you sent all the kids out on the outskirts to go to the school because they school's better, but yet you got this money and don't nobody got. Ain't no leadership. I mean, let me reframe that. Because these different boards we got to talk about.
Right.
The school board, ain't nobody on the Flint school board that was really, I'm not talking about this school board yet, the people that's elected now, because they just got in office. And they seem like they trying to do something to stop some things. But all the prior administrations from the school board, the different superintendents, because I'm just not going to put this on this last superintendent that she just got caught with her hand in the cookie jar, basically. So, like they say, shit rolls downhill.
Definitely.
So she got caught, and the other people that was on there that left because they felt like they couldn't do the same thing they wanted to do. So you got a problem with that. So we couldn't find we're gonna see now. We got a new intern superintendent. Let's get them time to see how they gonna work. Now we got to get a new city council.
But where does that fall on the scale with us though? Because we are the punks that's putting these people into place because we're not doing our research, right? And then we put them into place, but then when we put them in place, we're not holding them accountable.
Because it's been going on. Like, this ain't just started this year.
No, it didn't just start. But what I'm saying is we just not holding them accountable. I'm not saying this just happened.
Yeah.
But I'm just, backtracking.
Yeah.
We haven't been holding them accountable. And so when we don't hold them accountable, then they continue to do it. Because people only do what you allow them to do, right?
Right.
And we allow them to continue to do this. That's our fault.
That's what you're supposed to blame, because we keep electing
It's our fault. We keep re-electing these same tired people.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
The same tired people we've been that's a fact. I ain't just make that up.
Yeah.
We keep electing these same tired people with these same tired lines, with this same tired agenda, right?
Yeah.
Why in the fuck is Kate Field still in office?
That'll be a lot of them. Shit, if you go look at it.
Why in the hell is Eva Worthing still in office?
Because,
you get what I'm saying?
Because you have to remember, though, now we have to go back and look at this. This is just a psyche. You talking about, they got to have their people vote for them, right? See, when we get down to the politics, you got to get down and something. I'm going to go back with this one lady. She said, when she said she didn't want Barbara Moore, not to really harp on her name, give her no airplay, but she said on one she didn't want to see an all black city council in Flint. Now we got to go back to the mind state, the problem. Is it something deeper in that? Could we really trust? Because we've been to have blacks on there. This ain't like the first time. Why the blacks can't never work together? You see, the whites, regardless, if they be mad with each other, they gonna work their problems out and work on the agenda. Blacks, we fight amongst each other.
That's so crazy because it doesn't matter if shit is fucked up or not. They're gonna stick together,
Hell
right?
Yeah.
They're gonna continue. I don't care about my water being messed up. I'm gonna still vote for this one raggedy ass person because they white. Yeah, I don't know if we gonna ever get over that, over the color line, over the color hump. I don't think we're gonna ever get over that,
because we don't admit it.
Because we really don't want to face it, right?
Right.
And then, but here's the other thing. A lot of them don't want to admit that they are Sambos. That be it right there. Like, you don't even want to admit that you would rather see this raggedy ass white person in here besides this black person. Let me go even further. Why is Rich Jones so far down the scale? That man worked hard. I ain't even gonna say like he just do the greatest things, but he tried. His heart is in the right place, right? And he be doing all of these things, trying to get his agenda out and all of these things. Like Miss Claire said, he's the first person talking about zero balance in the water.
Because you know why? Because he making sense. Back what I was saying just a second ago, these politicians that's been running city council, been mayors, they all been playing by the same rules. If Flint really had somebody that was in them seats, Flint wouldn't be in this position that it is right now. This is called their leadership. These is the ones like you said, we voted for. Some who didn't vote, because I stayed in Flint, didn't vote, because I didn't vote, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
I voted later, but I didn't vote in the beginning. But we putting these people in, look what they do. All you gotta do is go look around these people. We didn't see them. Some went over to the county.
But my point to that is, Mick, is that why not put him in there? What the fuck? How hard? Here to catch to that. How much worse can he do?
No, because Rich might actually want to help the people.
But that's the point, though. And if all of these people are screaming that nobody is helping us, what's the problem with putting him in?
Because he might actually help the people.
But that's my point. And
here's
the thing, though.
I'm not
talking about them, but I'm talking about us. We rather bitch and moan and cry and complain about it as opposed to putting somebody in there that might even really do something to try to help for real. Right? If I live, I'm gonna be totally honest with you. If I lived in Rich Jones's ward, I would write him in.
But the sad thing is,
because how is he gonna hurt it worse than what is hurting right now?
Because he might actually, he might actually help the people.
Well, I'm on that.
Show me the one. Show me 6 votes that you can show me on city council that would actually help the people. We can go back and look at all their votes from the contract, from this garbage contract. Was that to help the people?
But you know what, Mick? We've been disappointed in that. We've been talking about that too.
The water. That's what I'm saying. Was the water? The people, was it? You couldn't get 6 strong votes, even with this. And I give Rich this because he the only one I see still be hopping up on it besides Eric. When he said we should when they tried to subpoena Snyder.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't even the fact that, and these were some called allies. They didn't even give it a go. They just went with, he the governor, we can't do this. Well, let's just put it out there just to see. Mm-hmm. When you can't even get 6 votes for that.
Right.
You can't even get 6 votes to say let's balance the water budget. I mean, like Rich been, because it's Rich been saying
Rich been saying he's still saying it.
Because you know why? Because that's not what's going to happen. If you get 6 votes to do that, them people will not be elected no more. Because you got people who will say, well, I've been paying my bill, so it don't make no sense. That's the same crutch what they say in Medicaid for all, because they got us convinced, an industrialized country, that if we have Medicaid for all, it'll bankrupt the country.
Right.
We got the same people to say the reason the country is failing because it's the blacks on the welfare system. We got people, and blacks is only what percentage of this country? But you can go on Fox News, you can go on MSNBC, you can go on CNN, you will hear these people say it's the welfare that's bringing the country down. Not saying they say the welfare bringing it down, but we don't look at corporate welfare. We look at the poor people while the rich at the top study taking. We didn't even look at when people
We're
like,
not looking at them not paying their taxes,
right,
or only paying
and then-
$500,
then
but
with
they
the-
made $500 million.
and that's like with the SBA loan. You got people so crazy that the blacks went and did that, but they ain't look at what about the ones at the top. You talking about people who got small change. We talk about trillions of dollars of wealth
Yeah.
got took, but y'all worrying about the crumbs at the table.
See, and that's the thing though, Mick, you know, well, we always worried about the wrong things, and we just be looking at it, you know, like they say, they put the distractions out there for us to look at this shiny little thing over here on the left, but we not looking at them doing the dirty shit over here on the right to us, right? And we have to have better discernment with that, you know, for us to be able to see that, but we don't, because we like, listen, I was just gotta keep it a buck. We just like the mess. It's like we like the plight, because we like to be able to say that woe is me. That's just like people in their life. Like, you know, you have everything in you to change your situation.
Right.
You have everything you need in you to change your situation. But instead of you getting up and changing your situation and changing your mindset to do that right, you just be like, well, you know, and you want to complain about it. Because for what? What good does it do? If you're not going to move your feet.
That's true. And to me, we not saying all white people is bad, but it's enough of them that's bad. Because the good ones, if you being complicit with the bad ones, is doing you just as bad. I'm not saying
white people are bad at all. That wasn't my statement. My statement, I had in no way, shape, form, or fashion did I say that white people are bad. I didn't say that.
Yeah,
That's not. I never said that.
It's enough of
what I did say though is that What I did say is that why do we have Kate Fields in office? Why do we have they happen to be white?
Why
Whatever.
do we have bad water?
Why do we have a lot of things? And here's the thing. I'm black. The fuck? I'm black. Yeah. And I'm black before I'm anything. I'm black and I'm a woman. The first thing you're gonna see is I'm black, and then you're gonna see I'm a woman. Yeah. I'm black. I'm an advocate for things black. Why wouldn't I? That's crazy as hell. I'm going to do that no matter what. It ain't nobody gonna make me stop. But and I'm not saying that all white people are bad. And if you felt like I said that all white people are bad, then replay it, because I didn't say that. However, we are black, and we need to be black and bold and do the things that we need to do to come together and do that. I'm saying they come together and they do things, whether they like each other or not. They do. We see that all the time, and they do that to get at us mostly. They'll come together to step on us. Well, why we can't do that? We too busy worrying about the wrong shit as opposed to us getting together to elevate ourselves. That's crazy. Out of all of that, that's what you heard? That's interesting.
It's just, I just look at it like, I mean, I get the fires with the cake, but that's what I'm saying. I can see if they had, say, some whites that was on council. Revolution. I mean, something that's really doing it.
There are some white revolutionaries.
No, but I'm saying that's doing it here. But I ain't seen, I'm saying fires on city council. I'm just saying, even with the blacks, that's real with it. Not no 1 minute you on this side, and when shit don't go your way, you get mad, so you fall out with that side, you back on this side. We got to stop a lot too, because it can't be what we being so naive, because we use our own people too.
We do.
We use ourselves our own
do.
Because, like I said, I don't care who the mayor. It should have never been like this water is not right. People should understand the water is not right.
Well, that's another thing that's keeping us divided, right? The Weaver camp and the Neely camp, when it should just be the Flint camp.
That's what it should never be. See, but that's the plan. If you keep them divided, you can keep going on with this. Because look at the infrastructure, fires the black
but
infrastructure
I just feel
in
like
Flint.
This is my stance on that, right? Weaver wasn't perfect. I'm for sure she did some shit that pissed a lot of people off, right? Just like Neely is pissing some folks off too. But then he also got his camp that's happy with him, no matter what he do. The same with her. She got her camp that's happy with her, no matter what they do. But it's all gonna be like that, right? It's just like your house. Your house can be divided the same way. My daddy couldn't do no wrong. My mama pissed me off every goddamn day. My daddy ain't do nothing wrong to me, right? It's just like that.
Yeah.
It's exactly like that, and that's what it feel like. But we kids though. When you think like that, you're a kid. But now you're an adult. You gotta think like an adult. You can't think like no little kid.
But
So, but here's the thing.
yeah.
I get it. It's you like Lily, your guy, your man, 100 grand, boom. Okay, that's cool. Weaver, that's your girl in the bag of pearls. I get it. I get it. I understand. Look, I don't have no allegiance to either one of them. It really doesn't matter to me. I just call out what I call out. You know, had I been doing this when she was in place, I'm sure she'd be pissed off at me too. Because I probably have some stuff to say about her as well. I don't know. I can't say. I just feel like if we really just look at the agenda. We really just look at the facts, right? As opposed to how we feel, and get out our feelings and just really look at the issues and look at the facts and get out your goddamn own feelings. Then maybe we can get some things done. But we got to get out our feels. I think we just be too butthurt about somebody saying something about somebody, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just not listen. Y'all talk shit about this podcast all day. Y'all talk y'all shit about me. At the end, I don't care who finna shut me up. I don't know you gonna shut me up or shut it down, but I still talk my shit outside of here. The point being is that I think that we care too much about what people think and how they feel about what we say, or you know, if we are going against this person or we're going against that person. When at the end of the day, it should be standing on what's right.
Yeah, because that's what we're supposed to do, help the people. Because how can the city be this impoverished? I would be ashamed to say. I mean, even that's why I say it's even badder for the blacks, because y'all have 5 votes.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't tell me which I know it is. You could have 5 votes, but these contracts, the way this money being spent, not getting even with as far as the habitat, like the money's supposed to be to fix the people, houses, the roofs. To me, it's just like, better yet, why we got to go out to the white district to go to the better schools? Why it can't be good schools in the black district? Why is everything got to be catered? And I get it, because that's where the money at. Usually where the money at, the better thing's going to be at. Where the money not, it's going to be worse. That's what I'm saying as far as the black and white dynamic of it. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't matter.
Well, shit, we got a lot of money now, right?
Shit, nah, we ain't. Somebody finna get that money. We ain't finna get that money.
But my point is that it's a whole lot of money.
We not finna get that money. Somebody else.
but the point of it is that
better yet,
we need to be allocating where this money goes,
just with that
right?
47 million, right? Exactly. Why ain't he gotta have it spent by December, right? Or he loses it, right? What is you holding on to a city council till you can figure? Because it goes both ways. If Brother Eric
are they really holding on to it, or are they just doing all of this
the smoking man is spending it already?
Is spending it and making it go this deep, you know? So when they do say, okay, boom, it's November 15th, we gonna put it on this. Man, y'all probably already had that. Listen, I don't know. I don't listen to that shit because I just feel like they know where they're going to send it anyway. They know where the money going anyway.
But that's what's terrible, because if you know and they trying to gentrify Flint, where it's going to come, but you can prevent it. Like I see Art out there be trying to do things, but he can't get nobody behind. That's what's crazy, because you got the city split. Really, the city split. And if he ain't learned his lesson,
I was just getting ready to say
if he ain't learned his lesson, he going to learn it the way the former mayor did it. You're going to be a one-term.
But then here's the thing, is that the way to go? Is that the way to go, to just jump ship like that? Or just always have your the way you want to do things, right? Like your agenda, right? Is it better to just have your agenda already, no matter who it is that's in office, right? So you don't jump in the bed with this person, and when you find out that they got fleas, you jump over in the bed with this person and find out they got bed bugs, and now your ass just everywhere. Now you got fleas and bed bugs, and now we looking at you crazy because we like, where you at?
What if the system is a junkyard? So you can't have no choice but to come up with dirt. That's what I'm saying, the system, because can't nothing be done if it ain't set up to happen like this. Them charter schools came in, it was to take away from the public schools. That's where the first beef started at.
Yeah.
If you already knew, like I said, all them different superintendents, this one, I hope the one we got now is way more smarter than this prior one. And not to say that she wasn't smart, but she wasn't thinking because she wouldn't be in the situation she in.
And why? Okay, I got another question in me. And then we have said about the school board. We have said about all of these things. Where were all these people that had so much to say when those seats were available?
Man, don't nobody want to go in them seats because they know what they gotta go do. That's just like saying you're the president.
Well, then why talk?
But hear me out.
Well, why
That's
say
just like,
that,
but people
though?
gonna do that. It's just like saying you want to run for president.
But
right?
I'm just saying,
Now,
why
just hear
do
me
you do
out.
that though?
You might have a good heart, good intentions. You want to run for president. When you get in that seat and you get to see you can't really run what you get told what to do, that's probably what these jokers here. They come in with the good intention. When they get in, they be like, "Oh shit."
But Mickey, do
Hold
they
up.
really
But
do they really have the good intentions though? Because some of these people you be seeing, they really don't have good intentions.
Some probably
for real.
don't. Not the ones that's getting, some don't.
Now,
But I'm
you know
saying
they
the
don't be
ones who do have it can be corrupted. It can be corrupted because the first thing you get, what do you get? Everybody want to go move out there to their neighborhood. That's what I'm saying. I laugh when people, they love Flint, but your kids go to school out here. Y'all love Flint, but, and I get it. You want to take your kids out and put them in the best situation that you can as far as these better schools. You know what I'm saying? You really want to do that, but all these buildings we got here, abandoned buildings. Mm-hmm. We done had so many athletes that done came through. We couldn't get 4 or 5 athletes together to open up a school, and we can get our own. Like you get some who get mad. I would love to have a teacher that's Islamic teacher, but not who they say Islamic. I'd rather have an NOI teacher come in there, get a Catholic teacher, but black. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to really train your kids. Because they learning their history, not ours. Because there's so many things that we don't know, like that movie Hidden Figures. Yeah. That should have been taught to all blacks coming up.
But that's another thing though. That's taught and that's learned. When you get that money, you lead up and you move out because you want that deluxe apartment in the sky, right? But here's the thing though, like I don't know, I've been living in my neighborhood my whole life.
But that's
right? But even with I make way more money than I ever made.
But that's the thing,
before.
though.
But the thing of it is, it didn't. But my grandparents were the total opposite of that.
But think about it when you was a kid. But just think about it when you was a kid to compare it now. Can you go outside? I remember my father always say, "Man, we didn't have to lock our doors. It's just showing you the different time. Leave your bike in in your front yard." Yeah. You know, most we was doing what he was saying. The most they was doing, they go steal the white people bikes. They had better bikes. You know what I'm saying? Come back. That's the stuff they was doing. But you didn't have to worry about your houses getting shot. Even though they was doing things as we got older, gun violence. Because I'm not gonna get up here. I didn't. You know, we had drops of it. But it wasn't as bad. Like we seen a time when Flint was, even though at that time it was segregated, because they don't never want to speak on that about the segregated Flint. They don't. But we went where we was forced to live amongst us. But now we shoot up our neighborhoods. I don't want my kids, like if I got to worry about somebody riding up the street, bullet come through, hit your kid that ain't got nothing to do. I get it why people want to move out. I'm just saying, when did we become so lawless? Well, we don't even care about our own.
When did we stop becoming parents that our kids are already doing that? Because we still have 1 or 2 little stragglers, somebody may have 5 and one of them decided to go to, but when did we get to the point where all of them are doing that? And that's the way to go. So when did we become punk-ass parents where we weren't able to parent our children? And now we're afraid of our children as opposed to parenting them. So now we want to be friends with our children as opposed to being parents to our children.
Time out, created some dumb shit. When you
so
could not,
they said you couldn't spank your child.
But don't get me wrong. Now some parents who did beat their kids, they needed their ass handed to them.
I ain't say beat them.
Yeah, and I'm saying our parents who went overboard, you weren't supposed to do that. Now you do gotta have things in order for that. But absolutely, for your kid to be cutting, I guess really as the generation as it went on, I think when we wanted to do integration, fucked us up. Personally, I think integration destroyed us because then we trying to live like what they call how we supposed to act. Mm-hmm. Because all they doing is just making us, integrating us better into their society. That's why you see certain ones, oh, he's so elegant. Oh, he can talk like, well, better yet, Barack Obama. Do you think they would let a brother like me be president? Do you think they'd let have the, you know what I'm saying, something that would really want to help their people? That's what I'm saying.
They wouldn't have let Barack Obama in office if they knew he had a wife like me. They'd be like, oh,
No, because they would have told him. They'd have flew Barack ass right over and say, hey, brother, you see that over there? No, they'd have looked and told him, gave him a little walk in the park. Hey, you like this? Don't you see your kids playing out there in the yard? Fuck around on vote the way we say go. You won't see them no more.
Listen.
You see your mama when you be seeing they be talking about shit. Go against the grain. No, America has a way of dealing with people who go against the grain. Any country is like that. You go against the grain, they make an example.
I agree that integration was definitely not the way to go. I definitely agree with that.
Right.
Because I don't agree with everybody saying
We need to take like a 10-minute break. Can you handle a 10-minute break?
a 10-minute break.
10-minute
Sure,
break.
why not?
Hold on, I got you. I'm finna give the people something they can watch while we on a 10-minute break.
Cool.
Give them something they can watch. Hold on, give them something they can watch.
Whatever it was. And I'm just wondering, did he do that?
You're talking about
Yeah, you know.
Attorney Will Balser, correct?
Balser? Oh, okay. I wasn't real sure of his last name.
I just wanted
He was
to
the
make sure
attorney
that
that was
clear.
present.
Right.
He was the
yeah.
attorney. Did he go over this with you?
We have talked about it some.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Vice President.
Thank you, Councilman Griggs. Councilwoman Worthen, you have the floor.
Mike, I have questions for Ms. Wheeler. Wasn't it true that Mr. Mays was censured after a suspension of the rules, which takes 6 votes, and then 6 votes to censure him?
Point of information.
Good point, Councilman.
Through you to Ms. Worthing, are you familiar with the details of the words appeal and point of order being hollered out prior to that?
I don't know what you're talking about. I just want my question answered. Please let me ask my questions. It was to Ms. Wheeler.
You're asking, was it a vote of 6 for censure?
6 to suspend the rule, and then 6 to censure Mr. Mays.
I don't remember right off. So, like I said, I need to go back and look at that as well.
Do you think that you can have this ready? Can you give me a time frame when you can have this ready?
As I was saying earlier, before the next committee meeting next week.
Okay, that's over a week away.
Well, so I mean, I can't. You know, I like I said, with respect to the council, we have a lot of work that's going on here at the city, okay? And so this is going to require, again, to completely set aside all the other priorities for this. So we're going to work it in and get it done. But I don't believe there's another meeting until next Wednesday. So, like I said, I just, like I said, we do a lot of work, okay? And all of it takes time to review and put together. And so what I'm understanding that's going to need to be reviewed is the meeting where the censure occurred, the possibly now the meeting where Councilman Mays was censured. Also possibly, if there's a completed report that's available to the public, possibly with ombudsperson's report. I'm not sure about that, but that's another thing that is being asked to look into now. All of that takes time, okay? And notwithstanding everything else that we're required to do, and we appreciate it, and we're privileged to be able to do it, but it takes actual time and hours to do it. So, I mean, like I said, we want to try to do this stuff right.
I look forward to hearing your opinion next Wednesday. Although I remember, and I've reviewed it, and it was 6 votes to suspend the rules first, and then 6 votes to censure. It was unanimous because I want to remind everyone, Mr. Mays used the Nazi salute. He screamed profanities and got arrested at a council meeting because he refused to leave. Those are all very outrageous acts. I want to point out a couple times too, and Ms. Wheeler, I hope you're listening as you gather your information for this opinion. Herb was president and chairing. Mays attacked Ms. Galloway. She called out point of order multiple times, and Herb ignored her. Why wasn't Herb removed from the meeting for ignoring a privileged motion? Why wasn't he censured for those actions? Different rules are being applied to different council members, and this is deliberate. And I mentioned race before. Race is a factor here. Another time in council, Monica was president and chairing. Mays was screaming and arguing with the chair and Monica. She tried to remove him for the same behavior he exhibited with Kate Fields. She said his behavior was unacceptable, the way that he acted towards her. But when he acts like that, when Kate is chairing, why does she think it's acceptable that he's acting that way to Miss Fields? Is it race that's a factor? Because I just want to remind Miss Galloway that Kate and I, and Mr. Winfrey, Kate and I supported you when you were president and chairing meetings, because the behavior is unacceptable, no matter what your race or who you are. We supported you. It wasn't black against white, Kate or Mays. It was about what's right. And this action that was done was completely unacceptable and against our charter. This was a political attack, and it was right before the election. So it was done purposely and it was planned. And I also believe, at the beginning of this meeting, it was planned, because I believe I'm next to be thrown out. I don't know. Miss Galloway, told Mr. Davis how to chair, and asked that he not do that. And I think she realizes that it might be bad publicity. But I'm next because I speak up. And so how can we set this precedent that we can censure any member with the 5 votes if we don't like them? We don't like their politics. We don't like their race. We don't like what they're saying. I hope all of this is in the opinion, because this is wrong. It's illegal. It's a government takeover, and I feel ashamed that this happened, and of our city government. It is absolutely failing the residents of the city of Flint. Thank you.
Mr. Chair?
Councilwoman Galloway.
Thank you so much, sir. I just want to say, through you to Attorney Wheeler. Attorney Wheeler, it is my hope that you will do a thorough investigation, because I'm sure that none of my colleagues desire to do anything wrong. But what I believe is that my colleagues are not remembering exactly what happened in that meeting. And in fact, the reason why there was a suspension of the rules is because Councilman Mays was being removed as the vice president and the finance chair. And according to our council rules, the president and the vice president remain in those positions for 1 year. And so it wasn't just about censuring him, it was about taking the title that he had. And so that, not a censure, required a suspension of the rules, in which the suspension of the rule was done. That says, Rule 3.1, the council shall have a president and a vice president chosen by a majority of the council persons elect for 1 year term, which shall end on the second Monday in November. And so that was in January. And so everything had to stop. And we had to suspend the rules. And so, unfortunately, it wasn't a political attack. And that's unfortunate that anybody that paid attention would have known that. Anybody that understands our government understands that an appeal is the only thing that we have that makes sure that no chair has autonomy or has total authority as a decision maker. Even the chair is subject to rules. He or she does not become subject to rules except through the appeal process. The appeal process is designed to take the decision of the chair, every decision of the chair, to the full body as a whole. And then the full body, with the vote of 5, can decide that they're going to uphold what the chair said or say, nope, you know what, the chair was wrong on this one. But when you have a chairperson that decides that they're not going to surrender to authority, then you have a problem. But Attorney Wheeler, all I'm asking you to do, as you do your research, that you would do the research to see where the suspension of the rules were. I am adamant that you will see that the reason why the rules were suspended is because he was the vice president, and we could not remove him and without suspending that rule, because it would have been illegal. So that's the illegality, if you will. If you look at that, that would have been illegal to do that. But to censure, it only required 5, even though it may have had more. And so that's important. So Attorney Wheeler, I'm hoping that this political agenda that has now turned very hostile, and race being a factor, it's really sad. The reality is no one is acknowledging the fact that there was lawlessness. No one is acknowledging the fact that you cannot say that you will not listen or accept an appeal. And I hope that when you review that tape, you will see on multiple occasions that the appeal process was ignored. And so I look forward to hearing that, and I won't be supporting it, and I'll call the question.
There's a call the question. Is there a second?
Mr. Vice President, I'll support that motion.
All question been moved and seconded. Is there a discussion on call the question? I'm inquiring. Councilwoman? Councilman Mays?
No.
I don't think so. There is no discussion. I'm going to call the question.
Mr. Guerra?
Yes.
Ms. Fields? Ms. Winfrey Carter?
Yes.
Mr. Winfrey?
Yes.
Ms. Galloway?
Yes.
Mr. Griggs?
Yes.
Ms. Worthing,
No.
Mr. Mays,
Did his phone drop?
Mr.
Madam
Mays?
Clerk?
Yes, it did. Mr. Mays,
Yeah, I voted no.
Mr.
I
Davis.
was muted.
I know, I didn't see that until just before you voted. Mr. Davis,
Yes.
the vote is 6 yes, 2 no.
6 yes, 2 no. Call the question. Madam Clerk, would you please clarify to the call the question?
The motion was from Mr. Guerra to have a discussion of the censure of the council president.
Correct. This is the vote, and Mr. Garrett could correct me if I'm wrong, but he said he's voting against his own motion because he couldn't get no further today. So, Mr. Garrett, is that still your feelings before we move to the vote?
Yes, sir.
Point of order.
Thank you. Your point, Councilman May.
Yeah, when he called a question, there's no discussion. We go straight to roll call.
Vote. Okay. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Ms.
Mr.
Fields,
Vice President.
No, there's no more discussion. Call, Madam Clerk.
Well, I just wanted the question re-asked.
Madam Clerk.
Point of order.
Your point, Councilman May.
Yeah, he should learn how to do points of information and point of order. I mean, we've been letting this guy get away with this for 3-4 years. He'd be all out of order.
I didn't do point of order.
I'm going to put clarity for Councilman Griggs. Thank you.
you're asking me?
Yes.
This is to have a discussion of the censure of the council president after Ms. Galloway's special order. Ms. Fields? Ms. Winfrey Carter?
No.
Mr. Winfrey?
No.
Ms. Galloway?
No.
Mr. Griggs?
Yes.
Ms. Worthing?
Yes.
Mr. Mays?
No.
Mr. Davis?
No.
Mr. Guerra?
No.
Vote is 2 yes, 6 no.
2 yes to 6 no. Okay, the motion fails. Thank you. Madam Clerk, for the orders of the day, could you give me clarity where we at? Our agenda.
We are on presentation of minutes.
Point of information.
Yes,
Point of
I'm
order.
very
Councilman
sorry.
Galloway.
He's right. Update on investigative hearing. I'm sorry, Ms. Galloway.
That's why I
Yes.
asked you. That's what I was kind of thinking. Councilwoman Galloway.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just wanted to tell the community that we did have a investigative hearing on September 28th for the race collection contract update. So I wanted to update the community. We did, in fact, have our first witness that was sworn in. That was our previous purchasing manager / director, Joyce McLean. She was accompanied by her attorney, and she was accompanied by her husband. There were a few things that came through from there, but through you, Mr. Chair, is Clerk Brown on the line?
Yes, ma'am, she is.
Yes, I'm on the line, ma'am. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Madam Clerk, when should we have the transcript of that sworn testimony by Joyce McLean?
I would imagine later this week. I did do some follow-up with our court reporter, and hopefully it will be by the end of the week. It takes them at least 5 to 10 working days to get it completed. But I will be doing additional follow-up tomorrow.
Thank you. And once we get that sworn testimony, will that be uploaded to the city council or the city of Flint's website for the residents to be able to view it?
No, we have not done that in the past. We normally just send it to you all as council members for your information.
Okay. So I just want residents to unfortunately, we did start a little late. We did set the meeting originally. In attendance at that meeting was Councilman Mays, Councilwoman Jerry Winfrey Carter, Councilman Davis, Councilman Winfrey, and myself. When we made the date, Councilman Guerra said he would be there. He was unable to be there, so we started a little late. So for those of you that are looking at that video on YouTube on September the 28th, if you go into 1 hour and 52 minutes, you will see that in fact begins the swearing in of Joyce McClain, who shared that she had been with the city of Flint from March 2019 to May of 2020. When asked on the record why she resigned, she shared that there were two reasons at 1.5807 seconds. She said the first one is I refused to violate the law. The second was I was subject to a hostile work environment. There were a couple of things that were discovered in that. There was a point where Ms. McClain felt as though she was being asked by the administration, and you can look at the tape. She shared the people that were in that meeting in which they asked her to circumvent the city council on a payment to road engineering. The council had not approved it, and she did not feel comfortable with it. But there are many discrepancies in this investigation, and so I just wanted this community to go back and read that. When I asked Joyce McClain on the record at 2 hours and 9 minutes and 30 seconds, I asked Joyce McClain on the record, Joyce McClain, did you hear when the city said that the bid opening process was done incorrectly? When you heard that, what were your thoughts? And at 2 hours and 12 minutes and 10 seconds into the recording, Joyce McClain responded, I said they're lying, and that is not true. She said that when she was told that the bid process needed to be rebidded out, she was told that it was because there were two things that had not been included, and that was compost and blight. When she shared with Shelby Freyer, she said she had talked with Shelby Freyer, who told her that they were under the impression that it was done incorrectly. She told them that it emphatically was not done incorrectly. She also shared that the very first thing that was important for her was to get the law department involved because of the previous trash contract and because she had not been there a long time. There were some other things that she shared about a previous work relationship with John Daly over at the Genesee County Road Commission. And so there are some interesting things that are being unfolded. The other thing that I thought was interesting is at one point we asked Joyce McClain, was there any, let me see, I wrote it down here. At 2 hours and 32 minutes, I asked her, was there any contractor maybe that you were given the impression was being favored for this contract? And she said Republic Waste Collection. And so I am looking forward to the continued of that investigation. Again, Joyce McClain came in. She was sworn in. She was represented. She was with her attorney. She was with her husband. And so I am asking that this community will begin to focus on newsworthy information, and that waste collection contract is a concern. And I look forward to the continued investigation and uncovering to, in fact, give this community an update on what has happened with this waste collection contract that appears to be about $8 million more than one of the contractors. And so, Mr. Chair, I'll turn it over to any of my colleagues. Thank you.
Thank you,
Mr. Chairman.
Councilman Mays.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, when I voted for the update, the main thing I want the public to know is that the garbage contract investigation will continue. And the motion that passed was a date of November the 11th or any time prior that need be. And the reason I made that motion is because Mr. Neely and his department heads and Others have gotten 2 attorneys to try to block, in my opinion, the truthful, honest, and transparent communications from Mr. Brown, Mr. Daly, Mr. Neely, Shelby Freyer, and all those involved in this decision that some allege is $4 to $9 million higher with a company that we've now experienced in the first week or two who might could do same, similar, or better work. I think it's important to know that if we don't convene the investigative hearing prior to November 11th, we will have, in fact, new council members picking that up. I would like to give my gratitude or thanks to Mr. Winfrey and Mr. Davis, who might be gone by that time, but they've played a role in affecting a hearing. Ms. McClain, in my opinion, was one witness, and those transcripts and things that Ms. Galloway will evidence contradiction and conflict and issues. But until we complete this investigation, I'm smart enough to say that, even outside of the investigation, GFL said they're giving you wrong information. We can start October the 1st, and we have been being disqualified for that being one of the reasons. It's not true. And then Mr. Brown and the Neely administration said, I made a mistake. That's kind of not true. I was looking at somebody else. Also, when you're dealing with contracts, whether, the motive for people to say and do wrong stuff and give contracts to people who might be substantially higher for the same or similar service, it's all in the council purview to ask questions, investigate. Some of my colleagues, they moved faster than I would before we could get to the bottom of information that should be given to us voluntarily. So I voted for this update, even though Ms. McClain was one good witness. We had GFL there. They didn't get a chance to get sworn in because one colleague, or Ms. Galloway, had what I called, I don't know, I'm going to call it, I don't care what other people call it, a political meeting set up at the same time by certain folks who I'll name at any time in order to distract that hearing. I don't know how that activity went, but any of my colleagues who have to do something, I made a point of calling GFL the next day, apologizing because they was there willing to go on the oath without a subpoena. And they say, don't worry, Councilman Mays, we'll show up again when you need us, with or without a subpoena. And from listening to Ms. McClain, there are certain people that we need to add to that witness or subpoena list. So I look forward to the court ruling of Judge Newblatt. He will determine at a time shortly whether or not Mr. Neely and others can avoid subpoenas of a legislative body, whether they have to tell the truth, the whole truth. He'll make those determinations. I'm confident that the city charter gives us the investigative powers to subpoena relevant witnesses, so forth and so on. So I would add that in to this update that I voted on so the public can know what's going on and what has went on with the investigative hearing. And I think it's a function that in certain cases the council should utilize. And that way you will have a better local government. You will have respect from a co-equal branch of government. Where at this point, I believe that Mr. Neely, who used to sit on the council, and people in his administration that he's telling, in my opinion, not to cooperate, not to communicate honestly and truthfully. And I thought it was pretty revealing when Ms. McClain made the difference between an evaluation committee by ordinance versus a negotiating committee as it relates to these garbage contracts. She had not heard of a negotiating committee. And I'm still waiting to see when certain folks in this administration will reveal the names of the 6 people that I call it a secret committee. When Mr. Brown says, can I tell, can we say who was, negotiating or doing this garbage contract? Can I tell? I can't tell. I can't tell you who, counsel. That's appalling. You can tell. You must tell. Or if the court don't force these subpoenas and make people cooperate, then this council still have the right, in my opinion, to remove elected and appointed people for cause. And I think it's a great cause when you want to talk about multi-million-dollar contracts and who gets them and what's going on in city government. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair?
You're welcome, Councilman Mays. Councilwoman Worthy.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that I did not attend any of the investigative hearings on this because, in my opinion, it was a farce. There was absolutely nothing that was done wrong in this bidding process. And that was made quite clear throughout just our normal committee and council meetings. It's unfortunate that we wasted our staff's time, council money, or the city's money on holding these. We had to have an attorney, and nothing has come out of it, and nothing will. And that's because nothing's been done wrong. So I really hope that we can put this behind us and move along, because council delayed the new contract. It didn't give our new trash provider time to look through the routes and get ready. And that's unfortunate. That's what council does: delay, or just not get anything done. And so I do ask that my constituents please give grace to the new company as they learn the new route. They are working hard to get everyone's garbage. The number is on the City of Flint's page, my Facebook page. If you need it, contact me. I will get it to you so you can report any missed pickup. They want it in the system so that it's recorded and they can do a better job next time. So instead of contacting your council members, they want you to call that number. Now, if it's something that, you haven't gotten your garbage picked up in 3 weeks, then I would call your council person so that they can talk to the company. But other than that, I apologize to the residents for waste of time and money on this investigation. Thank you.
You're welcome, Councilwoman. Any other discussion?
Mr. Chair.
Yes, Councilwoman Galloway.
Thank you, sir. It's disappointing that we would make such a statement on the record. Any large organization that is taking over a multi-million-dollar contract, such as a waste collection contract, was not delayed. Routes should have been looked over. It had nothing to do with when this body was in fact going to approve that. And so for my colleague to say that, for my colleague to make that statement is what's untrue. That is one of my constituents over in the 7th Ward actually posted in the college cultural.
Point of information.
The point, Councilwoman Worthy.
Thank you. Is Miss Galloway calling me a liar?
Mr. Chair, so over in my college cultural Facebook page, there was discussion that was actually done, and I actually screenshotted it and sent it to Mike Brown and to John Daly and to Mayor Neely and to Clive Edwards. One in which one of the constituents went out and spoke with one of the drivers or the ones that pick up the trash and was told the higher ups didn't realize how much trash was a part of this community. And so my colleagues should really, really refrain from some of the things that she's saying, because I think that one of the things she'll find interesting if she did any amount of research is that Priority Waste was in fact one of 2 of the 5 contractors that bid for that waste collection contract that was actually eliminated. And according to what the evaluation team did, they said that they did not have the municipality experience with a municipality of our size. And so those were their words, not our words. Those are words that were actually provided to us by Joyce McLean also during that investigative hearing. And Councilman Mays, you are right. There are some additional people, because one of the things that was addressed too was that Ms. McLean said she was approached by Mr. Murdoch asking for the flash drive that in fact held all of the specs. And when asked was that normal, she said it was not only not normal, it was inappropriate. And so why is that a good question? Because the administration has definitely been talking about the integrity of the ordinance. And a part of the ordinance is that anything that has to do with that waste collection is supposed to go through the purchasing director. And so if in fact the deputy chief of the mayor is seeking to find out that information when it was still in the evaluation process is questionable. And so those were her words, that he actually sought her out seeking that information. That too is in the recording. Again, if you want to begin looking at that recording, you would want to go to 1 hour and 52 minutes into that recording and review that recording all the way through. Those are her words. I look forward to getting those transcripts. And so, Mr. Chair, I want to thank you for entertaining, and my colleagues for entertaining, the ability to keep this community up to date on that investigation. And I look forward to closing it out, regardless of what the resolution is and what we find out.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
And then
Yeah,
I'd
Mr.
like to.
Chairman, I've listened.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Chairman, I listened to Ms. Worthing, and Ms. Worthing, in my opinion, shouldn't brag about not attending an investigative hearing when she took an oath of office to live up to law, follow the Constitution, the rules, so forth and so on. I wouldn't brag about not attending none of them. And I also wouldn't tell residents in the first ward, if your garbage ain't picked up for 3 weeks, call your council person. I'm a council person, and I want the first ward to call me the same day or the next day, not 3 weeks. We had West Piper, West Laredo, and West Russell, just to name a few that I've heard in this ward, and in others that wasn't picked up. That means they would still be waiting 3 weeks to call Ms. Worthing. I just do a better job than that, representing the people that I represent. So, Ms. Worthing, whether you lie, whether you tell the truth, whether you don't like me, whether you don't like what Ms. Galloway say, whether you love Kate Fields, you're just different from me. You're different from me in my capacity as a council person when it's trying to get to the bottom of information on multi-million-dollar contracts. You're different from me when it comes to the service of what you say publicly on the record of when folks should call you. You're different from me as it relates to my duties and responsibilities. And so you have that right. But I'm here to tell you, I know after one witness, let alone the court fight for the others, that something is and was not right. And you can't correct and change the facts. So as you continue to be missing in action, one of the high absentee rates of the council person that I've seen over this past 4 or 5 years, you and Miss Fields, and maybe 1 or 2 more, you keep saying that, because the more you talk, the more I learn, and the more I want the citizens to learn. God bless the residents of the city of Flint.
Thank you, Councilman Mason. Councilwoman Worthy.
Yes. I would just like to say, yes, Mr. Mays, we are completely different people. I've never pawned my laptop and bragged about it. I've never been arrested going the wrong way drunk on 475. So you got that right.
Point of order, Mr. Chair. Point of order.
Your point of information, Councilman Mason, then the point of order.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. You've never had your office broke in and stored your laptop. You've never represented yourself and got 4 not guilties on bogus claims. Neither have you.
Thank you, Councilman Mays.
My point of order, Mr. Chair, is Madam Councilwoman Worthing is now beginning to demean this public body, and she is being defamatory, and she is attacking. And so I'm asking that you would either give her a warning. We are not going to put her out. Her
1 second, Councilwoman Galloway.
And so I'm asking, she's attacking. She's attacking and being unprofessional right now.
To the speaker, Ms. Galloway, let her do her thing.
Thank you, Councilman Mays. You finish your thought, Councilwoman, or you want me to?
No, I have not. I got interrupted.
Continue.
It's interesting that my colleague would immediately defend the same man that made her cry and call the cops over his
point of order, Mr. Chair. Point of order, Mr.
Councilwoman.
Mr. Chair, my point of order is what she's talking about is not relevant. And so I am asking you to give her a warning. She either is going to talk about what we're talking about, which is the investigative hearing, or she should cease talking. That's my point of order. She is not germane to the topic.
Thank you. I will indulge you, and this time I choose, as you wanted me in the beginning, to kind of stay out of it and chair the meeting, and I'm hoping we could come to some kind of discourse that should be some civility in it, and we get this city business done without getting bogged down at this time. I'm trying my best. Please, y'all, let's stay to task. Councilwoman Worthing, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. When a council person gets attacked, they're very quick to say, point of order, stop that. But when others get attacked, it's freedom of speech. You just need to have a tougher, thick skin. It's sad. It's absolutely horrendous, because I was just attacked by Mr. Mays, and now I'm defending myself and saying, yeah, we're completely different. I agree with you. And points of orders and points of information are called. It's wrong. First of all, yeah, I'm going to brag about not wasting city time and money. So my constituents know it's a farce, and nothing came about this, because if Miss McLean really thought that bad and illegal things were happening, she would have done something about it. She would have had a whistleblowing case. But the fact is that nothing really happened. And so, Ms. Galloway, you also don't speak for me. You have a set of facts and figures that you think is correct. I have my own opinion. And my opinion is that this is petty politics and personal, especially by an ex-employee. Second of all, please don't call me a liar. We did not pass the garbage contract in time for priority to properly prepare. That's a fact. Second of all, I only used if your garbage hasn't gotten picked up 3 times as an example, because I've already answered about 10 to 12 of my constituents and constituents in other wards who have contacted me about priority. It's only been a week and a half since they've been on the job. So their service has been behind a day at least. That's normal. Again, all companies are affected by COVID, and also it's a new route. It's a new job. This is to be expected. Also, I'd like to inform everyone that the same company that these council people are fighting for, GFL, didn't pick up trash for 3 weeks.
Councilman Mays, your point of information.
Yeah, through you to the speaker. Are you mischaracterizing what we're fighting for? And could it be that we want the truth and facts versus a particular company at this point?
My understanding of the situation is that you absolutely tried to steer the bid towards GFL, Mr. Mays. And GFL didn't pick up trash for 3 weeks in Livingston County and got ditched. And that's one of the reasons why I believe they fought so hard to come to our community. 3 weeks, and they weren't new on the job. So I'm sorry, but what are we actually fighting for here? That's my answer. And this is my second round, and pretty much everyone else's, so I'm ready to move on. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman Ward. Any other discussion on Councilwoman Galloway's special order? Councilwoman Galloway.
Sir, I am done. I am ready to hear from the public. Thank you.
You're more than welcome. And thank you, each and every one of y'all. At this time, we're moving down to Madam Clerk, for clarity and cause of the order today. What's our next move on this agenda?
That would be public speaking.
I thank you so much, and I really
Point of order.
appreciate you. Your point of order, Councilwoman Galloway.
Presentation of minutes.
Whew, that's why I asked Madam Clerk. Madam Clerk, is it presentation of minutes?
Yes, I'm sorry about that.
No, you ain't got to be sorry. That's why I had to ask you, because I'm totally lost. Presentation of minutes. What's the pleasure of the body, Councilman May?
There's none.
There's none?
There are no
Okay,
minutes,
there you
Mr.
go.
Vice President.
What's up?
Your phone kind of broke up, Madam Clerk.
I said there are no minutes, Mr. Vice President.
Okay, and I'm trying to find it in my agenda, and I'm not seeing minutes. Unless I'm on the wrong page. Oh, I might have to skip back. Oh, and I have to. We had public here speaking. I'm seeing we jumping around. I'm there now. Madam Clerk.
The first caller has been unmuted if they'd like to speak to council.
Hi, my name's Dan Wilson. I'm going to go back to what I've been saying for years. There shouldn't be ad hominem attacks, especially when it's so far in the past. However, I think there's a legitimate argument to be made about the trash collection contract. I predicted when the first opening was illegal that it gave everybody now a peek inside what the contract is going to expect, and all the companies can change it accordingly. So I think the investigative hearing should have been a long time ago. Unfortunately, it was like no cooperation from either side, meaning the executive branch and the legislature. I just wish you just get to civil talking, use the laws of logic, and like some, think of the bottom line. Which one had best value? How can you get a contract that you weren't qualified for months before? It just a dichotomy. A can't equal A and not equal A at the same time. You know, it's just impossible. I just hope that you get the civil talking. You want to insult somebody, say, "Oh, the Honorable Mr. Idiot," something. But use the proper procedure like they do in Congress. You know, use a nice term in front, and then use your ad hominem attack. And I just hope that you know, Flint. I saw some nice projects that people were doing. And one question: what does economic development have to do with a nonprofit? I mean, economic development is supposed to bring money in, and also you should look at the public domain laws, because the Supreme Court ruled years ago in a controversial hearing that land can be taken if it serves the economic interests of a community. They've been trying to chisel away at that law. It's controversial, just like Roe versus Wade is, and people are chunking away at that. They're trying to turn your neighbors into snitches and denying you your rights that was set in 1973. Public domain was a Connecticut case that they were going to widen the highway and also add a shopping mall, and the Supreme Court said because it had an economic difference, the city council could do that. Sorry for overstepping my time. Have a good night. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dan. I'm calling the next speaker, please.
The next caller has been unmuted if they'd like to speak to council. The next caller has been unmuted if they'd like to speak to council. The next caller has been unmuted if they'd like to speak to council.
Yes, it's Thomas Green calling in. And I'd like to say one thing. I brought last Wednesday night about calling in the FBI on the Third Ward Councilman River to make us pay him back the $100-some thousand he took from us. And I still can't understand how did he get by not being a resident of Boulder City, Flint in the first place, to get on the ballot in the first place. Something's getting stanky at City Hall. And he still, now I think maybe Shaston found him now and fired him over there. And all that, like, bring the FBI in here and make them notify him if he wasn't double dipping. I think he was on both times, working for the county and working the city at the same time. And the other thing, a person said he's cutting grass, and he's speaking against the Secretary of State. This person got on the mic at city council meeting and said what his uncle made him is. Now he mad at everybody else. Now I don't think the other man said anything about him, but that's what he wants to say. But going on Marengo Street between South Industrial and see all that grass being cut down at a level, and some of that grass was cut with, land bank lawnmowers. I thought it was against the law for land bank to why they didn't come by and cut my front yard. But anybody in the Third Ward drive by South Industrial on Marengo Street and look down through there and see all the grass cut, and some of that grass was cut with land bank lawnmowers. And the 9th Ward lady, you're going off raffle. Now, when you're walking Fenn Road, I wasn't intending to say no more about this, but when you walking Fenn Road out there, $20 was $20, anybody took it from you. It wasn't for assistant prosecutor that told you to stop it and respond your record. Only thing you got out of it were 2 kids. And I'm through for the night. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Thomas Green. Madam Clerk, next speaker, please.
The next caller has been unmuted if they'd like to speak to council.
Back on. It was a long break. Huh? I figured it out though. Listen, I know you got 30 minutes. You can ride us on out to 8:10. Listen, damn that. Now you gotta tell them about the shows we got coming on. Like, we ain't gonna be political. Listen, I know you got 30 minutes. You can ride us on out to 8:10. Yeah, that's my phone.
Ooh, child.
That ain't COVID.
So eat your life. I'm just playing. Even Worthing is mad, huh?
Well, that ain't, I'm telling you the truth.
Even Worthing is upset.
Did she go ham tonight?
No, she didn't really go ham, but she was upset about.
What she went? Did she get Karen?
Hey, sugar, can I call you right back? No, God, I'm gonna call you right back. Everybody, city council. Yeah, I'm gonna call you right back, okay? Okay. So listen, y'all. She was upset. Mickey, was you listening?
I'm listening.
All right. She was a little upset. She was upset. She was taking her for her friend. Right? She said that it was fear. It was race driven and all of this. Well, hell, what? Yeah, okay. Anyway, she said that they should have thicker skin. Oh, she was going about.
I love the stuff she was in.
She was going. They should have thicker skin. I said, well, ain't that a thing?
Did she go crazy though? But the part I liked it. I'm gonna tell you the part I liked.
Tell me what the part you liked, because I was just like,
let me tell you about the part I liked.
Tell me.
Did you forget when they said they suspended Eric? Eric didn't get no vote, no nothing. Now they suspended the rule, and Monica admitted that they did it to take him out of that vice president and that chairmanship.
Yeah.
That's what I've been saying. See how they teamed up.
But then Eva said, didn't nobody do that to her women?
Oh no, they're gonna call the blacks out. I don't care. See how she's going.
She said we was on your side.
See what I'm saying? Did you see how she spoke for all of them?
Yeah, but do you like how she said, nigga, we was with you?
Yeah, basically, allegedly. I don't need that bullshit.
Allegedly. She didn't use those words, but she said, sir, we were with you. Why weren't you with us?
Who was the we though? I need to know who the we was.
Her and Kate.
and Guerrera and Griggs.
Listen.
The four tops. That's what it was.
Listen, here's the thing. I don't know what they're more mad at, right? Are they more mad that those couple that they had on their side wasn't on their side, or are they really mad because she's censored? Like, what are they really mad at? Because the beef don't really seem like it's just because she's censored, right? It seems like it's because you did it, and you did it, and you did it, right? It's more like a finger. I'm just saying, I'm on the outside looking in. That's just how it looked to me. It's more like a finger pointing as opposed to, like, why are you censoring her? She didn't, like, not giving a reason why she should not have been censored, right? At least I didn't hear it. Maybe I was missing something.
No, okay, bro.
It was just like it wasn't the reason why she was being censored. It was really more of the fact that I can't believe you did that.
Well, let me say this to you.
Go for
Since
it.
Eva brought up race,
She did.
to be honest with
She
you,
really did.
for my opinion, this ain't
Okay.
the Black Lives Matter.
No, it's just a mixed opinion. You got
It's
it.
my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like she feel like you niggas shouldn't have voted to censor Kate. This is the white privilege. They feel like Eric should be suspended because of what he said, regardless of how you might feel about him.
Do you like how he said this? I love how he said, well, you not me. You will let it go 3 weeks for them not getting no trash. I'm not. I'm telling them to call me the day of. Your trash don't get picked up that they call me. Don't wait no three weeks. She cleared it up and said, I didn't say 3 weeks. I said, I gave an example of 3 times. Well, motherfucker, that's 3 weeks. You get picked up once a week, right?
Right.
Okay, but anyway.
Right.
I'm just saying, I'm asking because am I looking at this wrong? I'm just trying to understand. Am I looking at it wrong? Did I hear that wrong? And then she goes and she said, I also didn't brag about pawning my laptop. Oh, damn, where did this come from? I also ain't the one that got arrested for going wrong way. I said, hold on. And then Monica Galloway stepped in, right? Hey, point of order. Right? But I'm just like, what?
Because
That's what this is what I'm talking about with the whole jabbing and like all this arguing and back and forth or whatever. Me and Eric Mays had that talk before, like, he said, we supposed to argue, whatever. I let him have that, whatever. No, you're not supposed to argue. You are supposed to debate the things, but arguing, hold it between debating and arguing, right?
Right.
And I feel like you of course, things are to be debated and talked about and discussed, however. But all that arguing it was like watching the Fury fight. Sometimes that's how
we
we
gotta
be
go
feeling
past
like.
the Fury fight.
Why you lost
I
a couple
wouldn't
dollars?
bet on them. I
ain't bet
it's
on
the
that
racial thing again with me. They finally got that great white hype. I'm just saying.
I get but you get where I'm going with
Yeah.
that? You get where I'm going with it?
Yeah.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
No, I
man.
get it because look who trained him. It was a black guy. He came down to Detroit to the Crunk Gym, got the sugar in his corner. But that's how blacks do. That's just like right now they making all this saying about Kate got censored. I just feel like Karma is a mother. And right now they couldn't handle that the 5 blacks stood together and censored Kate. But she can vote. We ain't got to hear her voice. That's basically what they said. They didn't want to hear her voice. Eva don't look at that. Kate was going, to me, not even going with Eva. Eva doing what she's supposed to do. That's her home. That's her girl. So she's supposed to ride for her. But that's how I feel like the blacks should be riding for each other too. Because it is race. I don't care how they look at it.
It is.
This whole thing is about race. This is what is so crazy about it that.
So with that being said, that person that said that they didn't want to see an all black board.
Yeah.
Who that was?
Barbara Moore.
Said she didn't want. I would like to ask Barbara Moore, if you watch this, she can't answer.
No, she gonna give you hell.
I'm not getting ready to say nothing bad. I just want to ask a question. I'm not. I don't have anything bad to say. No, my question to her. I just want to say, Barbara Moore, if you watch this at some point in time, or somebody asked, I just want to know why you felt like that way. It's nothing. I don't feel no way against it at all. I just want to know what her reasoning why she felt like she didn't want to see an all black movie. I'm just curious to why she said that. Did she give a reason? Did she say? Yeah. I'm just wondering why. I don't have nothing. Listen, I ain't got nothing bad to say about it or nothing. I because I don't know her reasoning in saying that, so I don't have anything to say about it. But I'm wondering why she
I just find it strange because when I seen it, I was like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Then I was thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? Then I had to look because she made some compelling points about certain people she didn't like on the council.
I get that.
You know what I'm saying? But I did not understand, even when she made them compelling from her point of view, I still didn't understand it. I was like, so you mean to tell me you don't see no fault in Eva, you see no fault in Kate Fields, you see no fault in Griggs, you see no fault in Guerrero. If they acting like...
But she's saying she didn't want an all-black board, but she wasn't really in support of these ones that want to, like, even...
I mean, she you know, her and Eric don't get along. She's not a Monica fan. She's not a Jerry Winfrey Carter fan.
I'm not opposed to that either. I'm just asking, was she saying that as, like, revamp the whole damn thing, but I don't want to see an all-black board?
Basically, I don't know what she said, so I don't have that's all I have seen. Okay. I don't think, you know what I'm saying, because I didn't pay no more mind to it. I was like, damn, maybe she don't get it. Like, some people don't get it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I was just wondering, I'm not saying I took it, maybe she didn't get it, because I was like, I had to look. I said, well, maybe she just, because she don't like Eric, you know what I'm saying, and she feel like, well, maybe she think Kate Fields this is keeping it. But I don't see, like, how you going to control somebody? It's your ward that you're supposed to be looking out for. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying, even with his supporters. My thing is, I get it that y'all need supporters or whatever, but even some of these council people, but if you can't look at Flint and say, people in their seat, these council people, you can't look at Flint and say, man, we need change. We need some people in there that's really trying to do something or helping the people that is doing something. Because to me, I look at them four that they had, even throw Herb in there, I look at them as insurrectionists because who voted for this damn garbage contract bill? And then if you study having problems with you was having before.
I'm glad you said that. I wish I had my paper. I would have been taking notes, but I'm glad you said that. So when she said, she's like, well, it's new. It's a new contract. Does that mean that nobody's fucking trash get picked up because it's new? It's a new route. It's a new trash. It's a new route. Who cares? But no, because we wouldn't be getting no slack. If I had that garbage route and I ain't come pick up the trash in her neighborhood, she'd be all up one side of me and down the other. I'm for sure.
No, but that's how
what I'm saying is that I'm saying this though. So it's okay to do it just because you knew. Because here's the thing though, like how you start is how you finish.
Have you seen them? Have you seen the type of people, council people that Kate, Eva, and Griggs and Santino is? I done watched enough to know when them black companies came up there, they read them a riot. And that's why I just be looking at something of black.
That's exactly why I said if it was me that had that route, you'd be up one side of me and down the damn other. But now it's okay for them to... That is not okay though. No, that's what people pay. They're paying in their taxes for their trash to be picked up and to be picked up once a week. So you saying, so even if you give an example, here's the thing. Why give an example, a worst case scenario? No, my trash not being picked up that one time is a worst case scenario. Because now I got to wait a whole nother week. Now you're saying 3 times? She said 3 times, he said 3 weeks, same difference. But the point of it is that why aren't we holding these people to a standard? Why aren't we holding them accountable for not picking up folks' trash? You want a damn contract, so you need to be making sure that you can hold it. You can handle it, right?
Did you see when they said, what was the lady name? Was it Joyce McClain? When they said, she said who was the contract they was trying to give it to? Mm-hmm. So follow the money. So evidently, if he was trying to put that bid to that certain contract, to that certain company, so, but that's what I'm saying, it's the system, it's the way it's set up. People gonna get people their friends.
And how they be talking or whatever. Yeah. I'm telling you, it make you want to go buy a pack of Newports.
I keep going.
I don't even smoke. It make you want to smoke a cigarette.
Well, that's what I'm saying because it's really It's the craziness. That's what I'm saying. For all them that's sitting up in there, like you said, he said 3 weeks, he said 3 times.
She said, I said 3. Why we arguing about that? Hell, it's 3 weeks still. It only get picked up once a week. It ain't like they come on Tuesday and Friday.
And
they come 1 day a week. I said 3 times.
Now who?
Girl, why are you arguing with this man? Because he said 3 weeks. You said 3 times. Just you, because yours sound prettier.
But it's how you word it.
Child.
For people can say, well, that only happened 3 times. They won't look at it
Well,
like
it happened 3 weeks.
But
3
they
times
won't,
or 3
but
weeks.
most people won't equate that to weeks. They'll be like, well, it was only 3 times. Then, you know, how many people going to be like, well, they only pick garbage up once a week? That's what I'm saying, but
that's the whole thing, though. You gonna wordplay me to damn death?
oh, that's what they do. They good at that's why it's called politics. It's politics. That's what I'm saying. They get in there, good wordplay. They go to nigga-splaining. You see, that's what I'm saying. She in there trying to advocate.
It's this type of stuff that make you just want to live off the grid.
And the only reason they wanted Kate there to control this meeting that's going on. Because Kate can't tell them point of order and not to question people, not bringing certain information up. This is the whole thing why they feel like Kate there. Damn that the people ain't picking up the garbage. We still getting poor service, but you paying top dollar. Damn that. But that goes back up to the leadership.
Paying top dollar for post service, the trash and water.
No, the water clean.
Water clean. The water you buy clean. That's Fiji in your hands.
Yeah, because I'm not silly enough to drink it from the faucet. But that's what I'm saying.
But that's the thing, though, right? You paying top dollar for piss poor service.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
So we're going to continue to pay top dollar for piss poor service. And then they always want to argue that we waste all the money because we labor wars and all this. This is where we learned it at.
Right. But
this is exactly where we learned it at. We learned it right here because we paying top dollar for piss poor service. Now we paying top dollar for poor trash. Not our trash not getting picked up. We paying top dollar for nasty water, right? Yeah. We paying top dollar for these raggedy people that's in office, huh? We paying them, right?
But it makes sense, though.
We paying them.
But it makes sense, though.
That's all I'm saying. So you can't tell us that we our mentality and how we spend our money wrong.
Wait till this $47 million to break down where it said got spent that. That's really gonna drive people crazy. When they say how many police you got. Shouldn't some of that money be spent for
Charlie
job
said
training?
the water may be clean, but the pipes are replaced. Correct. So, with that being said, if the water is clean and the pipes have not been replaced, that clean water go through them dirty ass pipes, the water's dirty.
And then you see with our has some information, all the different chemicals that was. That's what I'm saying. People don't. I'm just saying it's not a lot.
I got a lot of information. Are you want to come back on and tell us about this information? Because, child, listen. Art is saying that we need a cancer cluster study.
No, you'll probably get
and
that.
I believe that is absolutely
but
right.
But when the dynamics change, when Flint become like 75% white, then you're going to probably have clean. The pipes will be replaced. Water going to be excellent.
So they just going to gentrify the shit out of us before we do that, huh?
I'm not going to give you first because you ain't died quick enough.
We're going to allow it. We're going to continue to allow. We're going to allow it because it looks pretty, right?
Looks out deceiving.
We want it to be.
Looks out deceiving.
Looks out deceiving, right?
Yeah, but when you can get a few people get some money in their pocket.
They said the devil was pretty, right?
That's they tell you.
That's what they tell. That's what they say. Yeah. You read the good book. That's what it say, right?
Yeah. It also tell you life started with Adam and Eve. I'm just telling you, when you go into the good book, it says it started with Adam and Eve.
Listen, I know what it says.
It also tell you they give you a picture of Jesus white, right?
But that's not how they describe him.
In the book.
That ain't the word.
So how can you believe the people that gave us the good book?
I don't, but that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah, we all going to
hell. I feel like we're already there.
Oh, yeah, we going to hell.
Or is this purgatory? Same difference, huh?
Yeah.
Listen, all I know is that we get wordplay to death. I ain't gonna lie. I don't listen to it like that. I look at the little snippets, bits, pieces of it, but listening to it full on make my head hurt, like my head pound right now.
It should be pounding, but wasn't it strange though that you can hear? I mean, even though Monica stood up for Eric, but did you notice what Eva kept hitting on when Eric talked to you like this? They forget they ain't going. That's why every time, but people get mad when Eric mentioned the incident that he had at the club. We ain't gonna give it no highlight, but hold up, just hear me out. You see how every time when they mention Eric, they mention all his things that went down, so they justify it. How can you be mad with Eric if he mentioned what he's doing, what he's saying? See, that's where it come in, where it's a double standard. Yeah. To me, it's a double standard. You got the whites mad because Kate has been censored. And because, but I'm saying, did you read the article in the paper? Because they said Kate was censored. It was, I can't think of the person's name, but it was like businesses might don't want to come here. Did nobody look at that? You mean because a white person got censored, business might don't want to come here, but a black can get censored, so wouldn't want to come here.
Might not want to come here because Kate Fields go. Who the hell is Kate Fields?
I guess
she's
E.F. Hutton.
I ain't even trying to be funny when I say who the hell is Kate Fields. I'm not trying to be funny.
E.F. Hutton.
And I'm not saying that like like who is she? She ain't nobody. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, damn, she controlling how all the businesses come in.
But that's what I'm saying.
No, I'm asking. No, that was legitimate question.
I don't know. The way it says she must be E.F. Hutton. Did you see how Eva about to throw a real Karen? But Eric was silenced and couldn't even vote. I mean, couldn't even vote for his constituents.
And she was voting today.
And that's why
Miss Fields, she put in her little vote. She ain't say nothing.
That's why I said, well, Eric really should have sued the city. For the simple fact, you took a ward of people was not able to vote. She's still able to, fourth ward still have a voice. Mm-hmm. That's what I be meaning with the blacks. Yeah. Y'all ain't stripped Kate of her seat of her being presidency.
And then everybody is so, they don't like him so much, nobody advocated for him.
I mean, but that's sad. Like he a way better person than me, because I'm telling you right now, I wouldn't trust none of them up on there.
His approach,
because when y'all voted, but it just
his approach a lot of times is something to be desired.
No, you know why? Because people want to want me to smile in your face, and I still stab you in your back.
No, but here's the thing, though. It just goes back to exactly what she said. You gotta have thicker skin, baby. Why he bothering you so much? You want everybody else to have thicker skin about what Kay say, but you won't have no thick skin about what he say. Yeah, you need to get thicker skin, baby. You can't tell somebody else to have thicker skin over what she say, but you can't have thicker skin over what he say. Come on now, how that work? Yeah. You gotta have thicker skin, and you upset because he talk. Tiresome. I know that. Why we back on?
Yeah, we back on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it is. It's crazy. I try not to really listen to any of that and feed off into it because it'll make you mad. If I just be listening to that, it just make you upset about it or whatever. But that just goes back to we just need to do better as people of the city, right?
Right.
And putting better people in place, or at least making sure that we have the right people in place. I always be talking about it's the local, and I don't know. The more people that look at it, I guess you can see it. But I mean, if it really doesn't mean anything to you until it's time to vote, then I mean, I really don't know how that will work. Because I think that's the problem with a lot of times, like it doesn't really mean anything till it's time to vote. So you haven't really been looking at it, haven't been seeing anything, haven't been really hearing about it or whatever. And then when it's time to vote, you just remember these names and then you're just like, oh, let me pick this name. Like I said, it's a popularity contest. But I think at this point in the game, with all of this stuff that's going on or whatever, we really need to be looking at people for real.
No, you do, but ain't nobody gonna call nobody out. Like I said, it's easy to like you said earlier,
Who ain't
rich.
gonna call nobody?
I ain't saying you. I was just saying the people in play. Because they can say rich ain't, they can say all they want to say about rich, but who came up and said zero balance to water?
Shout
is
out to
this
Rich Jones.
Let
Let me just say that. Let me say that 2 times. Shout out to Rich Jones.
For zero
Rich,
balance.
I appreciate you, and I appreciate you for that even coming out. You know, like Miss Claire said, you were the first person that was speaking out about zero on the water balance. You know, and shout out to you for standing on your beliefs and standing on what you believe in, and standing on your principles and your values, and just continuing to be out here doing the work. You know,
Then he handled his business.
despite all of that.
Zero balance though. Did nobody think of that?
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to do that, but because they don't have in the mind to
And
help
then,
the
you
people.
know, and I just, you know, another thing I don't appreciate, I don't like it when people, you know, they be calling him dumb and saying he's stupid and all of this. Rich got a lot of sense. Rich got a lot of sense. And I think it's just kind of like he kind of like, you know, a little Eric Masonist. They're little Rich Joneses too. And I think that they don't like his approach and how he says things and how he does things either. I think that's one of the things about Rich that's an issue or whatever. But man, Rich, keep doing you, bro. Listen, some of these people don't see you and they ain't valuing, but I mean, we see you, man.
Yeah.
I know it's a lot of things that you want to get done that you can't get done, and you feel like there's some people that's not behind you or whatever, but, you know, the ones of us that are, we are. Shit, we can't be dwelling on the ones that's not. We just gonna continue to be out here doing the work and supporting you, you know. So, I mean, I'll support you, Rich.
Maybe he too good for city council.
I can't vote for you, guys, but you know what I'm saying? Listen, I support you, and I'm advocating for you, and I'm telling everybody, get your pens out.
Maybe he too good for city
Right
council. Maybe he too good for city council. Because the reason I say that.
But I appreciate him for still continuing to do it. I appreciate him for continuing to fight the good fight. Despite all of the people that's on his back and on his neck and trying to stop him from doing whatever. Man, keep doing you. And let me tell you this, though. You don't even worry about all of that. You ain't got to do them little rants or whatever and doing all that other stuff or whatever. But just keep doing you. Because the people that see you going to see you. And all them other ones that don't see you, they see you too. That's why they're against you so much, right? If you wasn't doing something right, you wouldn't have all them people hating on you.
You're right about that. You wasn't doing something.
You wasn't doing something
I
right,
just wish some of them
people
if they win, but I tell you this though, and I go on a limb with it, and fuck it how they come at me. If it was Eva, Santino, Griggs, or K-Field said zero balance, every motherfucker and their mama would be like, we need to zero balance it. It's just when it comes from us. If it could be the truth, it's just when we say it, it's just hard for our own people to accept it. It's just too bad. They're going to come up with every reason not to. We'll block our own blessing. Even though it'll help everybody, you can probably take the city out of debt. But they'd rather do that. They'd rather go in debt. Or we'll blame the last mayor. Well, she didn't do this, she didn't do that. You can't keep blaming when you in office.
Well,
you can't. I mean, just honestly,
isn't it easier to point a finger at somebody else?
Yeah, because there's no accountability.
It's easier to do that,
because
right?
it's easy. Watch. If you think that's just it's easy to keep going back. Because if we go back and say why W.T. Stevens, I'm just wondering why don't no black companies got no contracts in this city? Why don't no local companies getting contracts? We can't keep just saying. Well, I mean, that's maybe another story. I mean, I don't see Flint having really no progressive. I ain't gonna say progressive, just having some straight up people that'll be in them seats. Because I doubt they'll let real people that's gonna be fighting for the people to get in that seat. They had them seats or being a mayorship or being a state rep.
Because here's the thing, though. You think if I lived in the city, they would vote me in? Hell no.
No, they not gonna let no because you not just that. Say you do get in. Say you do get in. But I bet you have them other 8 votes to be against your ass, or at least they're going to keep 6. You will never get. They didn't let certain people because they feel Eric is a rebel rouser, right? But you see, they make show that
Let me
he
tell you
be.
why. Let me tell you why. I remember Eric said he was like, I would like to have you on city council. Then he said that.
Yeah.
That'd be the reason why I wouldn't get in there right now.
Because you see people been inflicted. It hurt me to
I love Eric though.
It hurt
I'm
me.
saying? Y'all say what y'all want to about Eric. That's my man, 100 grand.
No, Eric be doing. I mean,
That's
yeah,
my
they don't
guy.
like they deliver. They don't like his delivery because he get up, holler, and scream.
Whatever.
But they act like this is like if you really watch the council, not the city council, go back.
Mm.
This going back to that this cancel culture that we in.
Mm-hmm.
This all it is. It's just a cancel culture because now people don't want to be called out. And that's why they so quick to cancel you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like if you're in a person talking, you will use certain words. They act like that. Eric run up on Monica like he was going to try to fight. Did he run up on Herb like he was going to fight Herb or something? Because he might have said something. Now, don't get me wrong. Everybody, you can't talk to everybody any kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
But when y'all doing multi-million-dollar deals that come across that city council, this ain't for the
Faint of heart.
right.
Mm-hmm.
This ain't for the faint of heart. We doing multi-million-dollar deal. Because this contract right here should tell them why they should be doing city council 5 days a week
With that
for
being
this
said,
right here.
Yes, he is, Charlie. So listen, with that being said, like I'm not really sure of the incident that they're speaking of. That she supposedly allegedly that he had her crying and she had to call the police or whatever. I'm not really sure what that was about. Or I don't know. I can't speak on that or whatever, but. Because I don't know what happened.
No, I don't watch enough of it. Well, K. Fields told Eric fuck him and gave him the middle finger and one. It'd be
Now,
contested.
See, I was just getting ready to go.
Yeah,
I did see that.
Him and Maurice Davis
And
had
I don't understand how we just like. Why do we have such a big hard on for this guy? Why do we have such a big hard on for? But we can let other people do anything. I'm about to keep harping on these names of these people that's doing that because y'all all know. The ones that support him, they support him. The ones that don't, they don't. But it's just, it's like shit. I feel like I walk into the Great Divide.
How can he be the problem when he only one vote? It's 8 other votes. But can't none of them agree on. But I can tell you this: just all you have to do is go look at the money, who getting contracts.
Well, see, but that's
go
the thing,
see
though,
who getting
right?
contracts
You
in
follow the money.
Flint. Yeah,
Listen. It's some people that's getting money, contracts on some money, some smaller business that's accepting some of this bullshit too, right?
Right.
And claim to be or not to be with anything, but they getting a little piece of this pie too, and that's why they stand just enough on the precipice
on the fence rider.
Yeah, to make sure that they continue to get in this money, whatever, right?
Mm.
But I don't know. At some point, that shit gonna go left too.
Yeah, because I honestly, truly believe karma gonna come back. Everybody gonna get a wake up call because you study play. That's why they should show them right here with K. Fields being suspended. This little censor has got the whole city in the uproar. When she just take her 30 days like everybody else take theirs.
Okay, I'm glad you said that. So with that being said, we just gonna keep spending all these hours on it, and we not gonna get to the business at hand.
Oh, nah, they gonna fight this out to the end.
Oh shit, they got 30 days to do it, huh?
Yeah,
But she
might lose her seat. You know what I'm saying? It's the same. Look, it's the same thing where they got somebody challenging Eric for his seat.
So what's the lady name that's running against her?
Oh, I don't know. I can't know.
It's the lady that won against Mike, huh?
Yeah, I can't even think of her name, to be honest with you. Call me biased. Oh, he was censored 30. Was he censored 30 days? And he didn't even get the vote. That's what was so bad. I'm saying.
Names was censored.
See, that's.
Was it 30 days?
I'm thinking it was.
It was just 30 days?
I don't know. I'm thinking 30.
Shawty, I'm not sure. We're going to have to research it.
Yeah, we have to find out, yeah.
However long it was, Shawty, I do know that he wasn't able to vote.
And did you
And
see
say
how?
Fields can vote.
But then you see,
He wasn't able to.
and the blacks got together to vote for that Herb. When Herb, I don't know if Herb was part of that, but Herb slick ass might have didn't. He might have dodged the bullet. He might have let Maurice Davis go full steam. I think Herb sidestepped that bullet, but we're gonna find out allegedly.
Who said at the beginning? Hey, who was watching this and who said at the beginning they wanted him to stay out of it and just let them? So when she called that point of order to tell her to quit all that old sideshow Bob shit, and he said, "I'm gonna just stay out of it like you asked me to." Who did that? Were you listening to it earlier?
Yeah, I was listening. I was trying to catch it all, but I was laughing when I was looking at the comments where the people like they really hurt. It's people hurt. Now I'll tell you, they heard that K Field's been censored. I'm not. Do her 30
Who
days.
hurt? Who hurt me? Tell me who hurt.
Oh, I see what Shawty said. Yeah, they pulled a her on her.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But listen, it happened to Ed. But that's why. Look, the universe is always right. What goes around comes around, and it hurt them. That's why when her.
Hey, listen, karma.
Ask them how they feel about her now. Griggs, Eva, Kate. I will even let you know how she felt about.
She already did. She said, "We advocate. We talk. We will with you."
See what I'm saying?
Whatever word she chose. Y'all heard her.
Yeah. See how,
maybe you didn't hear her, but
see how she called him out. See how they be calling her about.
But see, that's why you shouldn't be doing that old slick shit anyway. And you wouldn't even have to be called out like that. Just be one way and just be what you be. However, even if you gonna be on that side, be on that side and be on that side. But if you're gonna be, that's what you get for all that hopping back and forth over it. Yeah, that's what you get.
Well, he got called out.
That's what shit. That's what happened.
No, but I blame Herb for this madness because Herb voted for that contract and then voted for the hearing. Why wouldn't you hold that contract up and let the hearing go through?
And see, that was another thing that pissed me off too. He wanted, he ain't got nothing to hide. We can have a hearing, we ain't got nothing to hide. But then, I said, I'll be damned.
I always say, I'll be damned in the end, ain't it? But it's just like, it's cold blooded. Because just think, Maurice Davis was the darling of the city when he was over there. Soon as Maurice Davis flipped back, what was he back? A lapdog that was calling in on him. He was everything. He back there. It ain't that maybe he got a clear conscience and see ain't nothing wrong. That's what I don't get. How come can't nobody see they was doing wrong? From all the BS that happened.
But how you feel your conscience from that?
I know, meaning he seen the error of his ways and went to going back on the other side, or maybe after they felt he was used up.
Well, and maybe he felt like
that's what I'm saying. Maybe he had a clear conscience.
I don't know. I would like to talk to him and ask him how he felt about it. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe we could bring him on to see why.
I don't know. I asked him. He get a little worked up too.
No, it ain't nothing wrong. But you know what? I think Maurice didn't understand the game plan. It was too late.
It's all good.
He got caught up in the game. He got caught up in the trap.
Yeah, and then I think this, and him not getting voted in was a.
Yeah, but when he jumped up on that Trump, I think when he did the Trump thing, a lot of people got on him. And then when it
was just really weird, right? When he did that, it was weird as shit. Like let me tell you something. I wasn't that, like, I know some people was like, this mother, mad, but I was just like, what?
Because they really didn't look deep into it. After I looked at it.
What? It was so weird.
And
I'm like, what? Who got the body?
But you know what I think really was? When he did go to Trump, let me just clear that. When he called himself voting for Trump, when the people went at him, look at the Democrats in power. How the blacks getting treated now? I mean, he had some truth in what he was saying, but I mean, I don't see, I'll say it. Don't get me wrong. I like Barack as a president, as they want to say. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, when he came and drank that water and said this water,
I was too damn disappointed.
But blacks give him a pass on that. I mean, we supposed to be able to criticize him. You know what I'm saying? That's like when you criticize a family member, you do it internally and not out in the what's the name. But when you said he did the water, he lost me with that. But you got a bunch of blacks. Oh, Barack is the best president. Do you look how much blacks lose up under Democrats? But what every black we got, Democrat. Why we don't try to be independent?
Except for Clarence Thomas.
I mean, you got more than Clarence. You got some.
I did that for Brother Robinson. That pisses him off.
But why we don't try to be independent? Like, I mean, just look right now. Even though we, like the Jews, don't own the stores no more in the city. You got the Arabs. As soon as the Arabs get mad, they leave. What, the Koreans gonna own it? Then we're gonna get the Indians to own it. Why there ain't no blacks owning these stores in a predominantly black city? Why the blacks don't have none of these business and none of that?
Why the gatekeepers hold it back?
That's what I'm saying. But you have to answer that.
That's all I'm saying. Why the gatekeepers?
I want to know who they is. If these just to sell out Negroes, just say who they is. Who down there voting for blacks not to get no businesses in the city? Anyway, who went back? We got to revisit that damn. The Arabs get 7 years not paying taxes on their stores, as far as tax free, and they can just switch it over. Blacks need that. Blacks need that. Yeah, blacks need that. Everybody else can get like I said, go back to the corporate welfare. They can get it, but you know what they rich people tell you, why do you need that? But you getting it. You got all the money in the world, you still want more. That's how I know we crazy. Because you look at people like Bill Gates, all these other people. But you know what they say to an athlete, why you want more money? Why they want more money? It's a capitalistic country. Shouldn't be no salary cap on what we doing.
What about, listen, I got a question for you. How do you feel about some of those ones that did have some prominent businesses in here, but they took them and they went out like to Flint Township and places like that? I'm going to give you an example of one I know for sure. Mr. Cox that owned the McDonald's out in Beecher.
Because he wanted to live in a better name. He probably said.
And then he moved it and he got that, and then he closed that one, right?
Yeah.
And he opened the one on Miller Road. That's his, that one that's right next to Popeyes.
Right.
That's his.
And you got 30 you niggas. That's what it is. But I'm saying.
You don't live out there. You live in Grand Park.
Yeah, because you know why though? Allegedly.
But my point is that he had a very, very, that was hopping all the time.
Oh yeah, it was. But you know what? Because our minds they get into this, we need to go live where they live at because their neighborhoods are better. Just go look at it. We don't got none of that.
We gotta do better, but that's what I'm saying.
We don't have them ancestors in us.
Listen, that's just like people getting mad at black women for not liking black men and going white women after they help them get to where they at, and they leave them go white women. And I feel that's the same way that we do with our neighborhoods and our cities and us, right? We allow us impoverished people and these people of plight to get you in a position to where you can go out to those places. So as opposed to you opening up a second place, right? Like you could have kept that one here and opened up a second place, as opposed to doing that, right? You just be like, I got what I needed from them, fuck them, and I'm out, right?
Because you don't have.
But that's not only hurtful to the neighborhood and to the city. It's hurtful to your people and everything like that. Because now they don't even see you and like. I don't know, man. I just be feeling. I'm gonna be honest with you. I be feeling a way about that because I feel like if I open a business right there, I don't want to take it from right there. Y'all help me get to the place where I can have this other one, right? What I'm close it for.
But
I don't know.
But because
I don't know. I guess that's just my.
I mean, because we've been trained like that. That if you look at it when blacks, I go back to this again. If we was decent, we had to go play in our own parks. Everything would be back the same. When we got over there. I can't think who the one brother Roberts had on when we had the St. John's people. Remember when they were saying like how they had the blacks had their own farmers, and he said, but what it was when they found they can go to the white farmers and to the white deal with the whites, it was no longer they wanted to show they could go deal with the white man. It was looking like doing business with your own brother was like that was a down look. And it because we was tricked to give up what we had to come to theirs. We just wanted to be integrated. We wanted to go to their stores
I'll be so disappointed.
We wanted to go to their restaurants, wanted to go to their hotels, wanted to go to their basketball games, baseball games. That's how we lost the Negro League. I mean, because we wanted to be.
Be so disappointed in us, man.
I mean, but
It's so disheartening. You be so disappointed in us.
It do when you got cause it's a learned behavior. See, we was learned this way and we was taught this way. It's been going on for say maybe 60 years where we gotta want to be over there where they at. We move in their neighborhoods when they didn't want us there. That's just like the people who be.
Shit, we still moving in their neighborhood and they don't want us there.
I know, but that's just to show you the silliness of us. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna change being silly, cause it's a deep rooted. You know what I'm saying? It's a generational. That's why I was telling you, but going back to that good book, when you say God took the children of Israel, He killed the older ones off for this exact same thing. We keep thinking because we got our elders saying, look at the Chinese use them for example.
So you say
how many do that?
So we in the wilderness?
Hell yeah.
We show up.
Do you see it? The Chinese, do they vote like the blacks vote? Do them foreigners vote like we vote? The Democratic Party been laying on the niggas for so long to get them a vote so they can get in just the players even worse. Why? That's what I'm saying. If we don't start investing in our own neighborhoods, cleaning up our own neighborhoods, trying to create business, like what we trying to do. You know what I'm saying? If we can, like what we trying to do. We trying to put shows on, do different programs. Because what is we getting from Channel 12? What is we getting from the local news here in M-Line? They dog blacks out like it ain't shit and forget everything the whites done done. That's what I'm saying. It's just we get dogged out.
We do. We need our own media groups. We need our own news channels. We need our own everything. You know, I don't know. People be saying that all the time. Like you know, how can you say that or whatever? I be feeling like we need to be segregated.
Yeah, we need our own networks.
We need our own networks.
TV
we need
shows.
Our own everything. We do. And we need to support us, and we need to support each other, and we need to be unified in doing that. You know, we need to. That's why I keep saying that. Like, we need to shop black. We need to do black. My hairdresser is black. My nail tech is black. I don't go to the Chinese people or the Korean people or Filipino or Vietnamese people, whatever their nationality is. I don't go to.
You go to the black one right downtown. What are they called? Bed?
No, I go to my homegirl Sharonda. Shout out to Sharonda.
I don't like her. She ain't black. She worked for the white man.
Oh, she's black. And she worked for herself. No, I'm just saying. But that's what I do, and I do support.
Why you ain't bring?
Well,
let the people know we got some other shows we doing because we can shut it down. We can
we're
bring
gonna be
it
doing
on.
some other things though, y'all. You know, we're gonna get into some more things, and it's not gonna be so political and so heavy all the time. You know, some music artists on here, some local music artists, some business owners and things like that. We're gonna do some fun things, some different things, because it can't always be the heavy. Because child, listen, it's stressing me out. I'm tired of it. It's so much, and it's so much all the time. And especially, I guess, for me, it's because even, off of this and every day we're doing something different, it's something with that. So it gets to be a lot. So, we need some downtime with that. We need some, some other things that's going to do that. That's why I take the time and I tell everybody to take some time and do some things for yourself and, recharge and reset, because this can be so much, especially when you're doing it every day. I know a lot of you are not doing it every day, but we are doing this every day. And it's so much, to be listening to the city council out there, in the community, doing this, doing that, taking phone calls, doing work behind the scenes and paperwork, and it's so much, and it can be so overwhelming. But just life in general can be overwhelming with your own life, whether it be with your children, your mate, work, school, just life in general. Driving down the street is a hazard to your health, honey, because some of these folks and how they drive, goodness gracious. It's a lot of things that just, you have to take into account all of that. So with that being said, just take some time, some downtime, some time for yourself. Make sure you love on yourself. Make sure that you, you know, you continue to value yourself and to take some time to take a deep breath and just detach from all of this, detach from social media, detach from all of the hustle and bustle and everything, you know, take some deep breaths and just, you know, go outside and look at the trees or sit in the yard or just whatever, just be still for a moment. But sometimes that's what it takes, because baby, let me tell you, when I get over here, that's exactly what I'm going to do, because this was much. I just, you know, we just been doing a lot lately, and I need some recharge time, as we all do. So with that being said, you'll see Dewan and Brother Roberts on Thursday. You will not see me because I am recharging. However, we'll be back at it again. And so, Mick, you got any last words?
No, you let them know we got our other shows.
I did.
Oh, you did tell them?
Yeah.
It's going to be / drink champs /
drink
hood
champs,
shit
/ hood shit / yeah, some of y'all probably.
Yeah, because we coming to compete with the.
Yeah, then we're gonna have a new host with me. Ooh,
yeah.
Y'all gonna love her.
Don't give it all to him today.
Nah, I can't give it all to him today.
Give them all to him today. What day is we gonna do that on? Shoot that on?
It's gonna be on Friday. They're gonna do it on Fridays. Yeah, we're gonna do it on Fridays.
Oh. How you doing, brother Jaleel?
Hey, peace, Jaleel.
You're gonna have to bring Jaleel on that platform, right?
To accept our own, and be ourselves, and be 100, and leave each other alone.
Oh,
yeah. We do. We talked about that earlier, Jaleel. I know you probably was on city council, but
yeah, I appreciate it. Ain't tuned in to it.
No, he was probably on
share the
city
message,
council,
brother.
okay. But I agree. We do. We have to do that. You know. Yeah. We definitely do. We have to, and it's one of those things, Jaleel. We were just talking about it, like, goodness gracious, like the unity. Trying to get everybody on one accord is just something crazy. We just really gotta, we gotta change the mindset. And like you said, Jaleel, let's start with self. You have knowledge and be, knowledge of yourself. So we definitely have to do that. So yeah. Y'all take some time and enjoy yourself. Love on yourself. Do some things for yourself. Choose peace. Choose happiness. Choose calmness. Choose harmony. Choose love. Choose light. All that good stuff.
Peace.
Like